I've seen enough. I don't know if Hornets fans are going to like to hear this, but I think it's time to trade LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges and build fully around Con Knipple and Brandon Miller when Brandon Miller is back from injury. Knipple, I've loved everything that I've seen for him. And I think personally, right now, if we remove wins from the equation, which I think for Rookie of the Year, wins are pretty standardly moved from the equation, Con Knipple is Rookie of the Year right now. He's scoring at the highest level. He's the most efficient out of pretty much all the perimeter rookies, and he's just playing great basketball, making the right reads on just a very bad and dysfunctional team, to be quite honest with you. I think it's time for the Hornets to shift their play style, and a guy like Knipple, who is going to make the right play pretty much every time, is a guy that you want to build around, along with a killer in Brandon Miller, a guy who can really score the ball, who's athletic, who can make athletic plays, but also plays off the ball. Bring in some distributors, bring in some guys who are going to help create that continuity and lean into that continuity. And I think you have something there because Miller and Knipple are highly talented. I'm not saying I think Knipple is going to be, a 25 a game guy. I don't know if that's him, but I do think for the majority of his career, he's going to average 20 highly efficiently and just be a great player to build your offense around because, like I said, he makes the right read every time. I think Miles Bridges and LaMelo Ball just need to change the scenery, but still are two highly talented people. Miles Bridges, to me, could literally go on a highly competitive team and be the sixth man of the year and contribute greatly to a team that needs the level of bench scoring that he could provide because he's a bucket, right? LaMelo Ball, still to me, is one of the most talented guards in the league, and I think a change of scenery would do him justice. Maybe to a team like the Warriors. Like, would the Warriors entertain a LaMelo Ball for Kaminga and Paz and maybe a draft pick? I think they would at this point when you know that LaMelo Ball has had a pretty extensive injury history now where it's kept him off the court pretty consistently. And I would imagine that his trade value at this present moment is a little bit down. So could you get value for LaMelo? Could you get value for Miles Bridges? I think you could get high value for both of them. Bring in some pieces, maybe a center to play alongside Brandon, to play alongside Khan, and then you're in a great place. Now imagine LaMelo on the flip side on a team like the Warriors that has continuity, and he's another great playmaker to play inside of that system. I think the sky's the limit for him, and it also leaves the Warriors in a good place once Steph Curry eventually phases out of the NBA and decides to retire. So I think there's a lot of places where these two could go and play meaningful, impactful basketball. But I think it's time for a change in the Hornets. I think building around Con and Brandon is the future for them. And I think at this point, it just feels like LaMelo could use a change of scenery. And I think both right, the Hornets and LaMelo would probably benefit from just a change of scenery. And I think Miles too. I think Miles is the guy who could make a meaningful impact with his level of talent on a winning franchise in like a six-man role. Um, and where he's allowed to just score the ball and make athletic play. So let me know what you guys think. But just watching the Hornets, watch the way that they got dog walked. They were down by 20 to the Pacers, who were 1-13 going into that game last night, and it's just not a lot of bright spots there. But Con Knipple is definitely one of them. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.